you all to another episode of the Podcast. I'm your host, Lavelle Miller, and I hope that you are coming over here from my original DraftKings predictions. It's this the kind of one that's pretty much legal in all the states where you could just go pick the fighters, pick six of them, you bet, you win. NBA as well. They do, all major sports they do it. Sports are coming back. Definitely check them out. Not a sponsor of the pod. Hopefully they will be soon. What I am going to do now is the DraftKings Sportsbook, which is separate. You bet on the different lines for the fighters and things like that. So for this, I'm once again I'm doing it simulcast. I'm doing it on the pod and on my YouTube, where it'll be on there as well. I hope you guys uh, check out check it out on the YouTube because you'll be able to see um, the ratings for a lot of these fighters. I'm doing this because I know it's not legal in a lot of the states. I have people who have asked me for this, so I decided, hey, what the heck not? I'm gonna do it. And if you notice, if you're looking at it on the YouTube right now, it says you're in a location where betting is not available. If you think it's incorrect, recheck location. I can't do any bets, and as you see here, like I can't click on parlays or round robins at all because I'm not allowed to do any type of betting, um, being in Tennessee. So all I can do is really kind of show or pick or tell you how I like the things to pick. Um, and then you guys that are the big betters out here, you guys can go ahead and come up with your own parlays and things like that, because I'm not going to try to create one without having the access to the tools to look at it. So if you guys are new to this is your first time you thought about making bets on lines, what you see here is you have the plus and the minuses on fighters. And also, because I'm doing this, like, I'm going to just click this guy for an example to see. And then let's see if I put something here. Okay, so it does work. So what happens is I can still, like, I can't place a bet. Nope, still won't let me go to parlay. But I can do things so people can see. So, like, let's say this guy Cody Duran is facing Chris Gutierrez. He's a plus 265 dog. If I bet $1 on him, I can get a payout, potential payout of $3.65 on $1 bet. So that's typically how the lines work. And then, like, let's say Chris Gutierrez, for example, at that minus 345 favorite, if I bet $1 on him, I'm only going to win 29 cents. So uh, you always have to look at that whenever you're making picks. Like, let's say this guy, tomorrow, if I leave, he's a 167 favorite. If I bet $1 on him, I'll win 60 cents. His opponent, Jamal Emmers, 135, plus 135 dog. Bet $1 on him, win 235. So as you see here, the bigger, if you didn't know this, the higher your plus, the higher your minus, or the lower your minus rather, the less money that you could win or gain win. I just got myself confused with what I just said there. So let's go ahead and just get into it, shall we? If you came over here, you've already seen my typically how I do the selections. What I'm gonna try to do for this, my first time doing it, I'm gonna just pick. You want to win money, right? So the focus is on people that I think will win the bets, and I'll also do like they also do things here. So you got the money lines, how long they think the fight will last, and then what is suggested to go the distance, right, between the fight. They also do winning methods to where you can see if the person will win by knockout, submission, DQ, and then also with that, that's where you can get a lot of the money. By like, because like you see here, like this guy is negative 1,000, which is crazy. But a lot of lines are like that, negative 1,000 to win uh, by knockout or something like that. So you bet $1 on him, you win 10 cents. If you think he's gonna not win by finish or something like that. So, but let's get into it. So bets that I think are good for uh, the dogs, I'd pick. Even if you bet, I mean, you spend money to make money, right? So I like the Joseph Manis at the 195. You place a dollar bet at him, it's 295 to win. So let's go ahead and drop 50 on him. Drop 50 on him, you win 147. Um, but most people won't do that. But so you drop 10 on them, you can win $29.50. I like that bet. Ray Borg is like I said before in the other one, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but Ray Borg is a heavy wrestler, so he's going to come in here to grapple. It's his first fight at bantamweight, so he's going to get a guy that's larger than him. Joseph Manson is going to have a 9-inch reach advantage on him at 6 inches in height. Um, this is his debut in the UFC, so that's good to note that. He's 11-1. I don't know his background. Didn't do a lot of the homework on some of the fighters like I normally do. But when you have a guy has a 9-inch reach advantage and 6 inches taller, as long as Joseph isn't a kick-based heavy wrestler or a kick-based fighter, he can use a lot of his jab, footwork, and they're in a smaller cage, so it'll be hard to kind of really use a lot of footwork to keep Ray off of him, unless Joseph has a really good guard or things like that. I think he can get the win, and at that 195 line, I do like him, like those odds. I wouldn't do the Ray Borg for the 250. I don't think it's worth it. Gerald Mischart versus Ed Herman. Um, I like Ed Herman at the plus 145. Um, I like him for those odds. I think that fight could go either way. Gerald Mishkart is his first fight at light heavyweight. For those that need to know, um, Ed Herman has fought light heavyweight for the majority of his career at this point now. Uh, I'd say I like um, for the fact that Gerald's moving up. This is his first time using that weight. So it's a lot for him to try to figure out what he needs to do right there. I like Ed to, if Ed wins this fight, I believe it'll be by finish within later within the second round if Gerald cannot get used to that new weight that he has on him. Frankie Signs with the 200-pound dog. I mean the 200 dog. Uh, he's a wrestler, a D1 wrestler. Like I said, they're fighting in a smaller cage. Um, if he is able to take Jonathan Martin down fairly easily, I believe he could also get that win. And like I said, being the plus is a good thing for this. Vicente Luque uh, at the he's the favorite at the 190. I like those odds for him as well. I believe he'll actually get a finish against Randy Brown. Um, and then that's all for like if these are just a straight line bets. That's all I kind of like for those odds. I mean, well, Joanne Calderwood, I like her too. Evan Shahbazyan, but he's a negative 335 favorite, large favorite. I don't think he's worth investing the money in. Marcus Perez, I like him too, but at the negative 210, I don't like that bet. Chris Gutierrez, obviously at the 135, I don't like him for the cost. So if we go by, so let's do this first. Let's go to win by decision. Um, this is this is let me click the parlays. Oh, it does. But it doesn't let me see all of them like I need to. To win by decision, at the pluses. So you guys can do this. If you guys can set up a parlay with it, I would, obviously. But I do like the Tamir Valiев at the plus 120 to win by decision. He is a grappler, so he's going to be doing a lot of grappling there to get the job done. Marcus Perez with a plus 245. I like that as well for the win by decision. Um, Eric Spicely may shock some people. For the 540. So depending on how you guys are doing or how you feeling froggy, uh, you could also go that way as well. I believe this Ray Borg versus Joseph Manis fight is going to also go to decision. Um, and as you see, Ray Borg is a very decision-based fighter, doesn't get a lot of finishes. That's the reason why if you select him to win, it's at the 134, minus 134. Joseph Manis at the plus 385. I like Joseph at that. Um, this fight may go to decision. If this fight goes to decision between Ed Herman and Gerald Muscart, uh, I like Ed Herman. And I know like a lot of this may sound a little bit different based on my betting lines or choices for the other DraftKings things. Uh, but these could be like more or less like individual bets. So you don't need to worry about like cumulative amount of points that the fighter is going to get you. Like I said, the Ed Herman for the plus 315, I like him too for the decision if it goes that far. But I also like him to knock out Jeremy's card. So you have to decide on yourself. I mean, you could make. I mean, for plus the 315, if you throw a couple of dollars on there, and then for the knockout, you may lose one, but you may win the other. Whatever's the better line for you. No, we'll go back to that in a second here. Check it out. Frankie Saenz versus Jonathan Martinez. Another fight that's going to look like going to the decision. And I'm going to say that too about a lot of these fighters because it's in the smaller cage. The smaller cage has gotten more finishes recently than anything else. But a lot of these fighters on this card are grapplers. So, and there have been a lot of subs in the smaller cage. Because people are able to get the takedowns faster, and so they're dry to be able to go for a lot of these things. But I just want to note that out there. But the Frankenstein's at the plus 330 for the favorite. I like that. I think Kevin Holland may actually knock out Trevin Giles. But if you have the coins for the plus 225, I like that. Vicente Luque versus Randy Brown. I don't think this fight's going to go to the decision. But if you're going to do it, pick Vicente Luque. Lando Venata versus Bobby Green, I think will go to the decision. I can't. The last time these guys fought, it was a draw. So I just want to leave that there at that. Joanne Caldwell versus Jennifer Maia, I think will be another decision. And I think Joanne Caldwell will win. These ladies are Muay Thai specialists first. Joanne Caldwell has been using a lot more grappling. So, because of that, she can take the fight as long as she needed to do if the striking isn't there because how small the cage is. So I like that. I do not think Derek Brunson and Edmund Shahbazyan are going to go the distance. This one for a fact right here, I do not think it's going to go the distance. The odds reflect that. So that one for sure I wouldn't even pick as it. And like I almost feel that way about the Randy Brown Vicente Luque fight as well. I don't think it's going to go to decision. This Eric Spikesley versus Marcus Federez probably will. So, how many odds did they give me here? So if you look at the winning method, which is what I should have just looked at first, to make it look a little bit easier for you all. But these are like these are more specific, as you see here, where it says like Marcus Perez by decision. That's kind of a little easy, but like him winning by knockout versus him winning by submission, you see the odds are different there. Versus if you go to win by any, it'll give you like different odds, like you see here. Betting on him to win by knockout, submission, or any type of disqualification is a plus 125. But like I said, once again, if you go over here and you bet it separately by sub or KO, the odds go up. So obviously the odds go up, the money goes up. So let's just go to the win by any knockout, submission, or DQ. Um, and then I'll go to that winning method because certain fighters, if you have a certain skill set, we can just go right there. Um, Jamal Amos versus Tamir Valiev. I don't believe that one ends in a finish. Eric Spicer versus Marco Perez. I don't believe ends in a finish necessarily. Ray Borg versus Joseph Manson. I don't believe ends in a finish. Ed Herman versus Jeremy Sharp. I like the Ed Herman with the plus 333 for the knockout. So actually, throw this all out there because we'll revisit it again. But since I'm saying it now, I'll say it again. Ed Herman is one that I believe will win by knockout. So when we go to winning method and his odds are probably, they might be higher to win by knockout, I would choose that versus Jeremy Sharp. I don't think is going to win by finish. If he did win, he'll end up grappling Ed Herman to death if he does end up winning. Frankie Saenz is not a finisher. That's obviously is reflected here. And I like Frankie Saenz for this match because he's a wrestler. Kevin Holland has won all his UFC bouts by knockout, I do believe. Odds reflect here. That's why they don't have him. Vicente Luque is a finisher through and through. That's why they don't have him here. I think with fighting Randy Brown and that smaller cage, I think he'll end up TKOing him. I don't think he's going to really get the sub because Randy is not going to try to take part in that grappling exchange. Land of Venata versus Bobby Green. I think that's going to be just a really great fun fight. Like I said, they got the best of each other the last time out. Let's see who really improved. Landon Venata is fighting completely different than what he did the first time they fought. Playing the cards right, playing a little bit smarter. So I don't think he gets it done by finish this time around. Bobby Green is hard to put out anyway, so I don't think that'll happen. These ladies, Joanna Carter-Wood versus Jeremiah, I don't think there's going to be a finish here. Derek Brunson does have heavy hands, so if you have $2 or $3 extra, if you just want to bet on him winning by knockout for the plus 500, by all means, go ahead. But as you see, Edmund Savage finisher through the minus 200. But yeah, if I was doing separate bets, I'd throw $1 or $2 on Derek Brunson at the plus 500 to win by stoppage. So if we want to go to winning methods overall, let's see here. Like I said, I like the Marcus Perez. I'll go back. Let me see. Yeah. So like you see here by winning by decision, the whole odds things were kind of there, but like this one is like more specific because the where you see like you get to choose between submission or the knockout. So the odds are a little bit better. If you were going to do this fight, for example, if you liked how this fight was going to take place, if Eric Spicely wins, it'll probably more than likely be by sub. So I will go there. And if Marcus Perez is going to win, it's more than likely going to be by decision. Frankie Saenz by decision. He's also not the favorite, obviously, but like I said, I kind of like him to use his wrestling. He's a little tough guy to get it done, but he's not a finisher, as you see the odds reflect that. But on let's see, let me click this. Yep. So $1 on a minus 1,400 gets you $15. So putting 20 on it when you're 300, so I wouldn't do it that high, but $1 on him winning by sub or DQ, what's the harm in that? Kevin Holland, plus 300 by knockout. If he wins this fight, I believe it will be by knockout. So take that plus 300 all day, every day. Vicente Luque, Let's see, he's a plus 175 by that knockout, or plus 550 for the submission. I take these. Randy Brown is pretty tough, but I think he'll get Vicente Luque will get rid of him. The most favorable odds out of all of this is probably the plus 175 um, for the KO. Because, like I say, I said it a lot in the last one. I'll say it again here. The smaller cage is going to play a huge impact on these guys because um, when you're hurt, you're not going to be able to really have all that movement to move around. This last time this fight happened, it ended in a tie. Why not take it at the plus 5,000? Just kidding. Um, I can't really go either way on how I think this fight is going to go. Orlando has the subs, he has the knockouts, but like I said, how his game is now, he's moving more towards a decision-based fight. Bobby Green may be able to pull it back out of him, but if you like that fight, go with him for decision. Joanne Calderwood by decision. Um, she hasn't had a sub in a while. Jennifer Maya is a striker through and through. She's not gonna really have that much room to move in this small cage. Joanne is definitely gonna be looking to initiate the clinch, show Jennifer Maya based off of her style, and then she may end up being taken down, and then she's taken down by Joanne Calderwood. She's just gonna get pounded on for 3 rounds. Amy Shahbazyan is probably going to win by knockout more than likely. If he does win this fight, but as you see, it's minus 162 because that's what the prediction is. But Derek Brunson is fighting a lot smarter. He's not really rushing in as much anymore. So if anything, I would take the plus 600 for the decision or the plus 1100 for the submission for Emerson Bajian. Like I said, I'd take the. I also like the knockout for Derek Brunson too, because most of his wins, if he hasn't knocked anybody out in the first round, he typically ends up winning by decision. But I don't think he's going to have the gas tank, nor necessarily the grappling he thinks he's going to need to go with Emerson Bajian for that long. So like you see here, say I can't. It won't let me see the parlay things. It only has them, or let me see what happens if I click them. No, it's not adding me the other fighters. So this is all I can really show you all on this. You could bet on the rounds for the finishing of fights, as well as you just saw here. I'm not a big round betting type of person. I would never just sit there and pick around. Anything can happen at any time. I'm much rather I'm a decision who I think is going to win type of guy. So I hope you guys can use this. Like, comment, subscribe to the pod. Like always, if you need to reach out to me for any other information I have on betting, these fights, odds I like, stats you about unknown fighters, fighters I didn't talk about, things like that, hit me up on social media at 37Mo, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and I'll get to your questions. Like I said, I hope you like it. Like, comment, subscribe, share it around to everybody else that does some betting. This is how you become legendary and greatness is earned.